Young people may not have a huge income as the amount of money that they are getting from their jobs, but they have one huge advantage in their wealth creation, and that is time. Time is a very important variable in creating your wealth through accumulation. To put that into perspective, let's look at a young person at the age of 23 years who is saving a paltry 1,000 shillings every month for the next 20 years. As we are looking at what that saving or investment of 1,000 shillings every month would translate into. And for that purpose, we are looking at this small schedule of calculation that I've extracted from one of MMF calculators, which has given us, as per this schedule, a total of 1,012,133 shillings. But this young person, for that duration of 20 years, they will have contributed only 241,000 shillings. If you analyze those two figures, it means that this investment vehicle will have generated 4 times the amount that this individual had invested over that period of time. Let's look at another schedule if the amount being saved and invested is 10,000 every other month. By the end of the 20th year, this person will have 10,121,337 sitting in their account. And out of that, they will have contributed, the actual contribution by this young person would amount to 2,410,000 Kenya shillings, maintaining the same that this investment vehicle will have generated a growth or given an additional amount to this, a return to this investor of 4 times the amount that he invested. Rather, the total amount that will be sitting in the account for this young person by the end of the 20th year would be 5 times the amount that they have actually contributed. To illustrate the importance or the advantage of time in investing for a young person, then we will look at the same investment. If this individual was to delay to start investing while they are 30 years, delaying starting investing by further 7 years to start investing at 30 years. If they're investing the same amount, that is 10,000, by the close of the 13th year, for the same age of 43 years, this person will have accumulated 3,802,297. And the actual amount that the investor will have contributed, having delayed by 7 years to start at 30, by their 43rd birthday, they will have contributed a total of 1,570,000. Analyzing those two figures, then you realize that delay now gives us a growth, or the investment vehicles will have grown that investment by a paltry 2 times. The delay by 7 years, starting at 23, this person investment will have grown by 5 times. A delay of just 7 years, the rate of growth has gone down from 5 times to 2 times the amount that was invested. The first one, the actual amount was 2.41 million, 5 times to give us 10 million and above. Now, after delaying for 7 years, the actual amount is 1.57 million and 2 times to about 3.8 million. Most people would think that doubling that investment because of that delay, they will compensate for the potential that has been lost, the advantage of time that has been lost. If this person was delayed by 7 years to start at 30, they invest double what this young person has been investing from 23 years of age, then the total amount in that account will be 7.604594 million, or 7,604,594. While the actual amount invested for that duration of 13 years will give us an actual total contribution of 3,140,000. That doubling still doesn't change the rate of growth. It remains 2 times their actual amount that was being invested by the 23-year-old. That comparison highlights the importance of starting your saving and investment journey at a early age. The video is relevant to the young income earners, but also important to the older investors who are parents on the importance of ensuring our young income earners start their investment journey early. We'll be looking at 10 important financial secrets or important financial advice elements for the young income earners after 3 seconds short break. So don't go away. In the meantime, if you find a value in this video, then reward us by giving us a like, engaging in the comment section. And if the video has value, don't forget to share it to another person. See you after 3 seconds short break. Welcome back to our 10 important pieces of financial advice or elements that will be very important for a young income earner in their 20s or early 30s. Number 1 is acquire financial control. Acquire a financial direction. This refers to the financial tools that a young income earner should have in place. And the most important financial tool in this case is a budget and an expense tracker. A budget highlights the income sources and the expected uses of those finances. And there are 3 important things that must appear in a budget: the needs, or things or bills that must be settled for things that this person cannot do without. Then we have the element of wants, items of expenses that give comfort or support the livelihood of this person, or rather things that one can play around about because they can live without. Then the most important part that is ignored by people of this age is the future growth, their freedom, and that is on the element of saving and investing. At this point, this person may not have acquired enough financial literacy. They may not have learned a lot to do with financial planning. But the element of saving is very important as they pursue information on where to best to keep that money that they are saving. So a saving is one of the most important item in the budget of a young income earner. Number 2 is aspirations. This person must have goals, objectives, or reasons why the money that they are saving or keeping aside is for, because that is what gives the importance or the reason for saying no to access to the amounts that are saved. Saving without a goal, saving without a purpose, saving without an aspiration, and having people to hold you accountable when you don't realize your aspirations, then that becomes a killer in wealth creation. Goals need to be specific. Identify the reason why you want to keep that money aside, and that is what will be pushing you to continue keeping that money aside. Then number 3, delayed gratification. To be specific, at this age is delay moving out of your parents' home or your parents' care. This may apply differently for different young income earners. There are those income earners who have come out in the wilderness to fend for their poor families. That may not apply much to such a group of persons, but we have young income earners who have come from able families, able parents who are willing to continue supporting this person. But most young persons would be under pressure to leave their parents' care, to leave their parents' home in pursuit to enjoy life, not knowing that that would be their first thing that they have done good, but not right for wealth creation or for their future. Delaying or enjoying a prolonged parental care translates to keeping much of your income, keeping much of your money for saving and investing. The number four is saving and maximizing savings. Keep as much as you can. Expand how much you are keeping every other moment you have an opportunity. We have cited the example of extending enjoying parental care, which will give you an opportunity to expand the amounts or maximize the amounts that you are able to keep aside. Then, as we shall be looking later for another important element on your personal finance about learning on where best to keep that money, as you expand the amounts that you are saving, it is important to note that your ability to accumulate, your ability to generate wealth or create wealth is based on your income and, most important, the amount that you are able to keep aside. Wealth is what you keep. Wealth is not what you use. Wealth is what you are going to be keeping aside. So it's important we maximize what we are keeping. This will call for a lot of sacrifice, delayed gratifications, knowing what you need and using that as an objective in electing what to apply, and being defensive on your ample incomes, because the more you keep, the more you get. The next one, number five, is avoid side hustles and by extension, merry-go-rounds. At your early working years as a young income earner, side hustles may be the easiest way you are going to lose your incomes and destroy the ability that you have to accumulate and grow your wealth. Side hustles have also been a perfect way that young income earners have gotten themselves into bad debts. Avoid side hustles as much as you can, and as a matter of principle, if you cannot control it, don't put your money into it. Number six, learn, and continue learning about financial literacy. Acquire as much information about personal finance as you can, but also make good use of that information. Wealth creation is based on knowledge. Knowledge will be based on truth on personal finance. And the more you learn, the better you become in wealth creation. Number seven, build multiple income streams. As a young income earner, you are possibly having only one income stream, and that is your job. Look inward into ideas that you have, the skill sets that you have, the knowledge that you have, the people that you can influence, and that is a pool of wealth of resources that you can apply in generating or converting to additional incomes. As you progress, the amounts that you are saving, applying them to investments after acquiring that financial literacy or financial knowledge on investing, that will definitely start bringing in additional income streams. But expand your potential of generating active incomes that are going to increase the amounts that you are setting aside or the amount that you are investing. Number 8, run away from addictions. Addictions are risks, exposures that waste a lot of young people's money. Addictions can come from things as simple as adopting get-rich-quick schemes, such as gambling and betting. Those options are very risky, although they may appear to be making money for some people. For a young income earner who is objective in creating wealth through accumulation, you need to avoid addictions. Addictions are wealth destroyers. Addictions are money wasters or main leakages of active income that you would otherwise be using to grow your investments. Then number 9 is competition and living to impress other people. That is one of the major problems with young income earners. Much of their expenditures go towards living lives that impress other people. They don't spend based on their needs. Acquire what you need. Acquiring what impresses other people may come at a higher price, which translates to a leakage of your much needed potential, much needed ability to grow your investments. Personal finance and wealth creation is about self. You look inward and build a mantra of competing with your own self, improving everything relating to yourself and your personal ambitions. Increase the amount that you are saving and investing as to compete and compare to outperform your previous levels of investing. And number 10, align to your money kingdom. Money is spiritual. Avoid as much as you can getting into bad debts, getting into consumer debts. Savings, one of the most important saving opportunity or vehicle is circles that are adopted by very many young people. But don't engage yourselves into early loans simply because other people are taking loans before you identify the purpose for that loan. Many young income earners pursue credit for consumption purpose or pursue credit without knowing where to take the money borrowed. That the mere fact that you do not know where that money will be put translates to an option of wasting that amount and tying your much needed income. Instead of investing, you are now tying it into paying back bad loans. In the same line, avoid co-signing or acquiring third-party debts. Debts can either be personal or acquisition of third-party debts, and the effect is merely the same, that eats into your ability to save and invest. Getting into a middle-aged income earner in the ages of above 35 years and along the 40s comes with major wealth disruptors that limit the ability to save, and you will have already lost the advantage of time as an important element in wealth creation. Compounding, or the ability for these investment vehicles to help you in growing your much needed capital for generation of your passive incomes, require time as an important factor. And that is the most important element that gives a young income earner advantage in wealth creation through accumulation. Don't waste that advantage. And if you missed it, you can give your own children the advantage of taking time factor in their saving and investment journey for wealth creation by sharing these important lessons with them. Thank you for watching and see you in our next video.